going on, guys? It's Bill back here on the Double O Do channel, and man, I've been away for a while, but I'm ready to get back on the bus. The temperatures have come down here in Texas, which makes it a lot more tolerable here in my garage where I can kind of get back at it. But it's funny, I met another YouTuber, a guy named Justin, that has a channel called Good of the Land, and I was talking about that, I had been waiting all summer for it to cool back down in my garage where I could get better. And he looked at me and he's all, man, YouTube don't care how hot it is in your garage, which it kind of set in with me, which I thought was kind of cool. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. I went ahead and bought some more metal. I went ahead with this time because I'm still working on that back deck. I think I'll start smoking through this once I can order like free fabricated parts and stuff. But right now, I'm still working on that back deck above where the fuel tank is. And I'm like been intimidated by it, and I'm just gonna have to just take my time. But one of the things that I did is I was having a hard time rolling the 20 gauge steel, trying to get shapes in it that I wanted. So I figured, since it's going to have structural ribs in it, that I'm going to try it with the 22 gauge steel and see if that makes the difference in it. I don't know for sure if that's going to be the like the winning combination, but I'm going to try it out anyway. And I also found some other scrap metal that I can kind of practice on. But that's kind of where I'm at on it, so let's get to it. Basically what I'm looking at is, rather than trying to make this entire piece as one piece, I'm thinking about breaking it into sections. So I think that the first section that I'm going to attempt to make, and I'm going to try to roll out another piece again, because I really think that it's one of those things that if I could master that, it would really save me a lot of money buying panels in the future. And then also kind of open the doors up to being, doing a little bit more elaborate of projects. Being a complete novice, it's an expensive learning curve buying metal and trying it, but I want to try one more time again, and I'm basically just going to make this square right here. So if I can pull that off, then I'll work my way over here to the next section. Big obstacle with this next section is that there was a real large rib that came across here, and it kind of went around. But the problem is that this structure here is taller, so that I'm going to have to probably trim that all the way down, and then try to go in there with another patch. But I can't take just a flat piece of, because I've thought about just cutting this lip off here and then running just a flat piece of steel across there and welding it, which, if I can't pull this off with bending this stuff, I may still do. But I would really like to try to see if I could try to duplicate the best I can this panel. So I'm going to get you over to our my bead roller, and we'll see if we can knock this out. I don't know exactly for sure what I'm doing, but I'm going to do the best I can to learn. All right, guys, I've measured off all of the dimensions of that square that I want to replace, and so we're going to go ahead and cut us a piece of metal, and hopefully we'll see if we can make this happen. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to get at it again. It's been a while since the first of summer, so here we go. Wow, that was a foul. Hang on. All right. Not a big deal. I'm going to fire the crew, though. The crew's out of here. All right, now that we're all sufficiently deaf because I forgot to put on my ear protection, let's bend this metal. All right, guys, I'm kind of back for part 2. I adjusted this. There is adjustments all over it. It's a real primitive tool, but if you don't know how to adjust it, it's still not going to work right. But this is kind of the results I'm getting now. I've got a fairly straight line. Still getting a lot of distortion. I don't know if I need to buy wider mandrels for it. That might help out. I'm not really sure. But one thing I also did learn is if you're doing these panels, do 2 lines, one at the top of the hump and one in the valley. That really tends to help out a lot with guiding it. I've also, instead of using that little plastic, well, this thing, I don't know what the heck it's called, one of these Harbor Freight specials, I've gone to a C-clamp, and this C-clamp clamps on it pretty good to keep it aligned. And when you first set it up, I can actually see the outer edge and the inner edge together on my 2 lines. And it really makes a tremendous difference as far as trying to keep them straight. Now I can tell you it does creep up. I haven't figured out how to keep it from creeping up. I'm sure it's something that's just experience. But let's go ahead and we'll work us through there and see if we can pull us a straight line. There we go. Jesus, did I just do what I think I did? I think I did. All right, cool. I rolled the bead backwards. All right, that's how you don't do it. Jesus, really? Ah. Okay. Now, let's do it the other way. Wow. I mean, it's horribly bad, guys. I don't think I'm going to get anything welded tonight. We'll see. But if anything, this is like the how not to do metal work. All right, let's see here. Oh, sweet goodness. All right, let's see. Is that going to be what we need? That's going to be close enough. Because I don't know if this will be savable or not. I mean, it is going to be under the bed. So, I mean, that does, you can't hide it. That's why I started on the floor of the whole bus anyway, because I wanted to make sure that you could, I could get a little time on me before I started really making messes. Let's see here. There it goes. Just took it. I'll get it to continue on going in. There it goes. Yeah, once it bites onto it, it'll pull it in. All right. Okay, it just creeped up on me. Work it back down. Golly. Did we do it? Holy cow. All right. It's perfect. What I've been doing is taking a body hammer and just kind of putting it up on here afterwards. Try to help it out a little bit. All right, there we go. Huh. Give me a couple minutes, I'll draw some lines and we'll try another one. Another thing too is these panels get really whacked like that. I guess you really have to clamp the crap out of them to weld them down in place. We'll see. All right guys, we're here for rib number 4. We'll see how this goes. I really think that I probably could take some body dollies after this and just beat this stuff kind of fairly straight and then pin it down with a weld and everything be cool. Which way I was pointing this way. So, get me down here. Oh. I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know if anybody's been making any Harbor Freight runs, but I did go down and get like a little air saw. It's like a hacksaw for those really small blades for an air saw, and then I went down and there's a guy. Well, you're probably watching there on the other side of the world, Ross, he has like this little bitty, it's like a little belt sander, but it's maybe about a ½ inch wide, and it looks really handy. So I went and picked one of those up too, hoping that'll help me get into some areas that I've been unable to really clean up a weld well. So we'll see how that goes when I can actually get back to welding. Shoot, scooted over on me. Okay, let's tighten this up a little bit. But I don't know if you watch Clark Underwood. He's building a bus. Fabulous YouTuber, guy up in Oklahoma. Check out his channel. I really think it's pretty cool. He gets it done. I mean, he's miles ahead of me on getting this stuff done, but he's just really entertaining. Him and his wife seem like super great people. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm just about messed up there. I think that is not what I want to do. All right, let's undo that again. I can't believe I actually brought that other one back around where it's pointing the right direction, so that's something. I just keep learning. Yeah, I think that maybe I might weld a little deal on the side of this to line up that goes up a little bit further, because this tends to be round on this edge. Let's see here. All right. Let's see what we got here. That is not right. I'm going to edit all this stuff out so you think I do everything perfect every time, you know. No. Let's get it out of the way. Okay. Every time when I get to the end, it walks a little bit, but I can cut that edge off. Okay. This moved. Kind of putting this there where I don't turn it and get it in the wrong position again. I know one thing, it feels like too that it does a little better when it's closer over here to the edge with this. I don't know if that's just my mind or what, but I can tell you this whole thing kind of twists that way when I'm going through there. So I get why people are putting the deal on there. And there's a lot of people that will actually put motors on these things where it's a lot easier. You just push a button and you can hold it with both hands. That could be a lot of my obstacle too, that I'm doing all this by hand by myself. But it's still doable. Just gotta want it. All right, here we go. All right, the cleanest one yet. Still got this stupid ridge though. But yeah, I think we could probably do something with that. It's a whole lot better than what I started with. Let me beat on this thing for a little while, and then we'll try to put it in the bus and see if we can get it tacked in. All right. All right, guys. You know, every day is a learning experience when you're doing this kind of stuff, and you're kind of faking it till you make it. But this is going to be under a bed. It doesn't have to be perfect in my mind. This is not a show vehicle. I'm going to be using this thing to camp out of. So I'm good with this. This is, you know, the final result here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's not perfect. But once it's welded down and stuff, and get it all painted the same color as the rest of it, it won't be horribly noticeable. I mean, this is not a I mean, this thing's never going to be perfect, not at least while I'm laying my hands on it. So until next time, guys, keep on working on your buses, and I hope to hear from you soon. And if you like this video, be sure to you know, give the thumbs up, and throw me a comment. I'm curious of how many of you actually have buses yourselves or bugs. Let me know what you drive. Take it easy, and peace out. All right, guys, I'm getting everything cleaned up, and I wasn't going to mention this because, you know, it's kind of lame, but you know how this got that slot right through there. You know, I was, you know, cutting my piece of metal here. But it turns out the middle one doesn't have a slot, and I just about cut my whole welding table in half. I'm sure it'll get easier from this point forward. I'm not going to give up, but yeah, that blows, man. I mean, it is what it is, though. It is what it is.